not being able to choose to think most of the time leads to something else. The impossibility of choosing to remember or not remember something. So obviously, again, there's a lot of implications about not being able to do that. So, for example, let's say that you have to make an oral presentation or a speech, and you forget something. Well, you're not responsible for that. So in the given time, your mind cannot remember what you want to remember. So, of course, there's certain things that you can do to raise probabilities of remembering something when you study. But if you remember it or not, it's your brain mind. You can use any of those terms. That is going to remember or not at any given moment. So you have no responsibility for that. So think about when you made some oral presentations when you were like in high school or something, and you forgot something, or you struggled, or you saw other people struggling with remembering what they have to say. And sometimes this can be very humiliating. Some people can even be mocked because of that. Well, they were never responsible for not remembering those things that they forgot. So sometimes some people can even take studying very seriously and still forget certain things for some reasons. They can be more anxious. They can be stressful. There's all sort of things that can make you forget something. And understanding that you cannot choose to remember or not remember something can definitely change a lot of things in the world. So in that case, it's not necessarily dramatic compared to other things, but still, think about it. This can be very humiliating, and knowing that you don't choose to remember or forget something in situations like that can help you to accept it. That's right, and even help other people that are experiencing those problems. So, another example of something that I experienced personally, and it's that I have a bread that I have to put from the freezer in my fridge. And one thing that happened to me multiple times is that sometimes I forgot, to put in the fridge, and I was ready to sleep. I was laying in my bed, and just before I went to sleep, my mind remembered me that I had forgotten to put the bread in the fridge. And since I don't believe that you can choose to remember or not remember things, this is something that made me smile. It was a good experience because this happened like multiple times, and it's fascinating that just when you're about to sleep, your mind is still capable of remembering that you didn't put the bread in the fridge. So it's interesting, really. But okay, that's from my own experience. But it can be anything really. You could like you went outside and you forgot something in your house. Could be anything. Okay, think about that. And then while you're out, you realize that you forgot this thing. Well, for me, I could instantly, or in a matter of seconds at worst, remember that I didn't choose to forget this thing. And I automatically accept it. Okay? It's extremely easy to accept those things. And imagine some conflicts that can happen because of that. Sometimes it can be very frustrating when some people, it can be other people that forget some important things. It can really change those events when you understand that nobody can just remember or not remember something. Okay, and I will really love to see that in the future, like a lot more people waking up and understanding that, giving more chance to people because they didn't choose to forget those things. And in some cases, it can make a much bigger difference to understand that. But those things here are not necessarily dramatic. But sometimes it can be very, very dramatic. For example, something that happened not too long ago here in Quebec is that a dad forgot his baby in his car in the summer. Unfortunately, the baby died, of course. But I don't think that this dad realized that his baby was in the car while he was shopping. It seems like he really, for some reason, forgot it. He just didn't realize it. Okay. Something happened. And the problem is that obviously today, even today, and he probably still feels guilty about that because he believes that he chose to forget his baby in the car. So this man could feel guilty and experience that for decades. This could come back over and over again. Who knows? Well, I hope that in the future, I'll be able to convince people like that this event absolutely had to happen. And he had no responsibility for forgetting his baby in the car. And understanding that can not only help this man, but other people, because I'm pretty sure that this is something that can make other people be furious with you. Okay, who knows what happened since then for this man? So if those other people understood that too, they could also have more compassion for this dad. So as you can see, in some cases, it becomes much more important to understand that we cannot just remember or not remember something. So, I could give you a lot more examples. And I'd like to do that in future videos. But for now, I'd definitely like you to think about that, because I'm pretty sure that you could take a moment to think about it and find some situations by yourselves and what it could change if we understood that. The people implicated in those situations understood that they didn't choose to remember or not remember what happened. So, again, this is something that could change a lot of things in the world, just like other things that I mentioned in earlier videos. So I have started to reveal much more things about my system related to free will. So it started to become much clearer that a lot of things that happen in the world, and there's even more than that, are not in our control. And that those processes are, well, controlled by the brain. And hopefully in the future, in the near future, people are going to wake up. And it's going to reduce a lot of conflicts. So for now, it's going to be enough, but I promise that in the future, I will also make other videos that will go much deeper in every single one of those types of behaviors. So thanks for watching, and see you in another video.